trust, a lot of those sort of key words. And I've also got a mergers and acquisition type model of business, so I can sort of understand the strengths and weaknesses and matching the culture, trying to find that crossover of skills culture. So look, I don't know whether I'm really answering the question or just telling another story here, but I think it is very, very hard. I accept that it's very, very hard. But again, by putting some sound systems and structure in place, it allows me the time now to focus on that need and to build that team and to actually come here and talk and do those things which help us go to a new level again. You know.
I suppose I've worked in lots of businesses, and wherever I've worked, I've always had some fantastic people.
Yes.
Some middle range people, and some people who sort of just drag you backwards.
Yep.
I suppose my question is more centred around: are you focusing in order to make your business as successful as possible? Are you focusing on just gathering those people at the sort of top end of that process, top end of the people?
Yeah. Now, thank you for that. I am. Okay. I accept too that not everybody's the same, but to have that can-do attitude throughout middle management and that desire to support, you know, customer service and that belief of the same, creating that culture at the middle management, you know, the cliche of a fish stinks from the head down comes through. And if we can create this culture through the business, it actually creates what I'll call a backwardly vortex as well. So the positive flows through, and yes, the lowest, you're only as good as the lowest common denominator at the end. But we were saying just before, and probably one of our key resources is actually going to be the field technician, because ultimately that's the face that's the face that talks to the client. That's their perception of us. So it's certainly a journey because you're dealing with people. So but again, our capacity to deliver, and based on our current level of skills, attitude, and you know, is unbelievable. I don't know, I'm getting a bit choked up because I'm so proud of what we can achieve. And it is amazing to see what can be done with the right attitude. It's amazing. So, yeah.
Don't you find, though, that you get all star performers, they butt heads against each other, and, you know, you get a bunch of, like, takeover type of guys, and they just want to fight the whole time, because they all want to be numero uno.
I've been through that, yes, and it was a very painful experience. Ego, I think, is probably a good word to have there. Yeah. And yeah, you're spot on. At the same time, there's the ego-driven, and then there's whether I'm right to use this set of words, but my perception at the minute is there's the ego characteristic, and then there's the team characteristic. And I'd like to think that we were the team characteristic, where we accept that everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses, and where can we add value to the business collectively.
And the thing is, what you need in a team, because it needs to be a balanced team.
Yes.
Sometimes you need a guy who's a scorekeeper. You know, he's basically just a guy who's doing the metrics, because that's what he's really good at. If you have too many ideas, guys, then the whole thing's going to be out of whack. You need guys who can follow through. You need the guys who can go and find the new opportunities. And, you know, you need all different types.
Yeah, you're right. You're spot on.
Like a conflict management. If you have a moderate conflict, you get a moderate outcome. If you know conflict, pretty low outcome.
I'm a tradie. I've got my version of conflict control.
Conflict management is that's the way management put it. Classical BSP.
Yeah, I might turn to my team for a moment to try and answer that one.
I think it comes back to everyone having the same vision and everybody having the same goal, and fundamentally that's to succeed. Everyone wants to succeed in life, whether it's business, family, anything you do in life, you want to do to succeed. So if you install that to your employees, that everything is all about succeeding, and I think you're going a long way to getting somewhere.
We certainly have got a mixed range of skills and capacities, so you know, with the product type, we need those different skills, but we also need to that troubleshooting capacity in all these dynamic thinking is sort of really where we're at. But that's going to scale down to what I'll call normal. Yeah. Is that, I'm curious on the way that you asked the question, because I believe that you're spot on, and I know it's about a balance.
I think you, here mentioned something which is very important as well, and that is that everybody needs to be passionate about what they're doing, even if it's just the fact that they're keeping the score and maybe doing a job which other people in the team would hate to do, but it needs to be done. They're passionate about doing it.
Justine here does the bookkeeping. I hate it.
Yeah.
I love the numbers side. I understand the numbers. She sort of said, how do you remember that stuff? Because that's what I enjoy. But that's part of that team. And the dynamics between the two, and it's not always positive. She can vouch for that. I don't always stand here that positive, but the dynamics and the capacity between the two, and just bang, 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 and it just works. The system is trying to be built towards not having that conflict management issue. The data's talking to us. It's not a human interaction anymore. It's the numbers are talking to us here. We've got a problem or we haven't got a problem.
You also has even if we collectively share in the vision and the mission, there are, whether we like it or not, human beings, there are yes type of people, there are no type of people. But they're never going to agree how we want to try to communicate and understand. It's like a clock in, clock out. There are type of people, but they clock in, they clock out. They just come and do that bit. That's what their main interest, that's what their goal is.
Okay.
Some people go beyond the boundaries to go beyond and help and do more than what is required. Some people go and go give an extra 10 hours. If the fan, they come and help. There are people there. They really go with the people, the right attitude, the courage, the commitment. You don't have the vision statement. They come up with that gusto. But some are sleepers. But we have to carry them. That is the mix of people we got today. You can't have if 5 people are not the same. That is how the management style is. You have to someone battle that end, but you say this correct. You're never going to get such a good bunch of people for business. You always have these ups and downs. So the question is that how we balance that and how we manage that and how we can move forward with these type of people.
And I think there's a large part of going back to your earlier word of frustration was we spoke that in the car this morning about focus, and I felt that my job as a manager was to try and alleviate some of your or to support you in alleviating some of those frustrations. So that you can ultimately focus on your core job. Net result is you're a bit happier, company's winning, company's moving forward, and you're focused on what is adding value.
There's been quite a lot of study, I don't know if you're familiar with Gallup, Consulting's employee engagement survey. The survey they've been doing for 30 plus years globally, and they released the results for Australia only a couple of years ago. I've been doing some work with them, and they actually classify each of us as employees in 3 categories. Engaged, like actively engaged, engaged or disengaged, or actively disengaged. And they say that the cost to the Australian economy of actively disengaged employees each year is $39.6 billion, which is significant. Okay. If you think about that within your business, you know, who is that and why are they actively disengaged? And the thing is that actively disengaged employees are actively trying to bring 2009 figures, it was around about 18% of Australia, of those that they surveyed were actively engaged. 21% was actively disengaged, and the rest was just generally engaged. Okay, so if you think about that for our economy, and think about it, that means that the actively disengaged are bringing us down. They're actively working to bring our engagement all the way down. So what can we do about it? So Gallup's got a pyramid that, in essence, it's all about feeling that each one of us, in terms of how to improve employee engagement, and I'm sure all of this will resonate with each of us. It's the thing of having passion, really knowing what we're there to do, feeling that we contribute, that someone cares about it, and that all our work is really, really valued. And then able to be able to actively contribute to the work environment of which we're doing. So it's that meeting that personal needs, and then being able to contribute to the overall work needs.
We'll have to move on because we'll have to have some lunch. I want to thank Anthony for giving the presentation. As you said, we've been working together for about 3 years. A real pleasure to work with someone that's so passionate about what he does and about continuous improvement in every aspect. You mentioned before about an activity that can take 4 weeks being brought down to 6 minutes. Can you believe that? Okay, that's certainly by using some modern technology, bringing systems together, bringing people together that have particular skills, and that's again one of the advantages of networking. But that's allowed previous company that Anthony was in typically to make an overhead crane maybe 10 to 12 weeks from when they go and see the customer to going through the process and getting a crane built. Anthony's done the same thing. No problems in 4 weeks, he's actually done it in 2 weeks. Okay, so it's certainly looking at systems and some very good discussion about getting the right team on. The focus on that foundation, leading and managing change, I think is one of the things that I haven't seen anybody take it on board as seriously before as Anthony about actually doing that and then developing the right team. As he said, he left a company as equal shareholder, $35 million company to start again, and you'd say, what the hell? It's because there's a better way. I know Anthony's had years of working with people, like trying to get the right people. I had back in my earlier days, when I moved from the engine test lab to